What's going on? What's going on, family? How's everybody today? Alejandro and Keith, what it do?
Good, how you doing, man?
Alejandro coming out of the booth, Keith coming out of Miami, and I'm in South Cat, Columbia, South Carolina. That's right, the Palmetto State. Hey, we represent the Southeast, though. We represent the Southeast. You know what I'm saying? And what you say, that you consider that the Midwest over there, Alejandro?
Man, this is South all the way.
South. All day long. All day long. That's what it is. That's what it is. Hey, welcome viewers. Welcome viewers. We want to welcome everybody from wherever you coming from. You know, thanks for tuning in to our Mancast, the Elite Men. That's right. We're bringing it to you raw. Like it is. You know, we're gonna do what we do. And this week we're gonna our topic this week is abuse. Abuse, man. And I'm glad we chose it, you know, because after doing a little research, man, I didn't realize this so much, man. And when we think of abuse, we always think of the physical abuse, mainly. You know, but it's many more, brothers. It's many more, right? So, you know, starting out, I had to look up what abuse is. And you got it as a verb. You got it as a noun. So as the verb is abuse, you know, misuse, mishandling of people, you know, dictionary said use something to bad effect for a bad purpose, misuse. And some of the synonyms or the similar words were misapply, mishandle, exploit, take advantage of. You know, I can relate to all that, man. That was the verb. Now the noun was abuse. You know, so improper uses of treatment of a thing, you know. So just many different ways you can look at this abuse thing, man. And as I was doing research, you know, one of the things that popped up mainly was child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, wow, I wasn't even thinking about that. You know, I was really thinking about man, woman. But it's so much child abuse going on, man. So that was one of the topics that I had to touch on, you know, because it's growing rapid with the exploitation of children, you know, sex trafficking and things like that. So I did want to touch on that, you know. But 4 types of the child abuse was neglect, which had to deal with their health, their hygiene and things like that, not taking care of them. You know, you had a physical abuse, more like beating them or slapping them or, you know, that contact. Psychological abuse, where that verbal came in, you know, and humiliation of the kid, you know, things like that. And then the sexual abuse was like contact or even exposure, you know, it ain't have to be no penetration or nothing like that, just exposing them to different things that's not for them, not, you know. So it was interesting as I dove into this, you know, because as I went on, it had many more abuses, not just the child abuse, but as we think of human or men and women, or even the elderly get abused. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I was like, wow, man, this topic is going deep, man. Like, we always think, a lot of people would think that the woman is the only one get abused, man. But it's elderly people, children, and men. Last week we talked about the emasculation of a man, you know, and some of that come about by the man getting handled in the house. So as I was reading, man, it says power and control. Abuse stems from wanting power and control. Control the other person, or gain control, or keep control. I was like, man, they on point. They on point with it, you know. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody just wanted to control you or try to direct you, Keith?
No, I can't say that I have, but I know some people who have, and I used to try to give these guys advice, and, you know, because we grow up with that understanding, we don't hit the woman, we don't, you know, you shouldn't do this to the woman. But me growing up in Texas, we kept that pimp hand strong, man. Y'all gotta forgive me, ladies, but hey, if you got out of line with me, All that man talk, I was wrong when I was young, but I would definitely put my hands on it. It's nothing I'm bragging about. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
So all that I'm talking like a man, you talking tough. And if I was drinking, because I used to drink a lot, hey, man, ain't no telling it. It wasn't a good thing, but hey, I'm just letting you know, back then, I'm grown now. We don't do things like that. But back then, yeah, nah, I didn't get handled, man. I didn't see myself getting handled by nobody because I was in situations to where, you know, my mama, she kept the sword good, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't about no controlling me. It was just more, you need discipline, you know what I'm saying? So I knew how to control situations without putting my hands on people.
Wow.
And until I got in my early 20s, you know, and to where I didn't understand women, because that's when I left the nest at 19. I left my mom's house at 19, and I didn't understand women, living with women, you know, being in serious relationships. I didn't understand that until I was like 21, 22. And then, you know, it got to where that I would get frustrated, and then I would take my abuse out on people. But nah, not. And after going to jail a couple of times, you change your whole story, boy. You be, hey, you know what? Officer, I ain't hit her. She was talking loud. I ain't hit her. Ain't nobody. It was a loud conversation, sir. I didn't do it. I didn't, you know, but yeah, but it was back then. Nah, I was the one in control. I was the one with the abusive spirit, you know, may I say, you know, and it was basically about the alcohol, because I seen men in my family, I seen men around me rather, you know, handle their women or handle other men who was getting out of line. So that's how, you know, you grow up. When you grow up in a certain type of environment where you see the man handling people to where that's what you thought was being a man, you know, you thought that was the man perspective. But in all actuality, when you grow up and get older and you listen to a real man talk, it's a different scenario. It's a different story, really.
So a lot of times you say it's about that mood, mind, altering substance that gave you that extra goal to handle somebody who may get out of line.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And most of the times when I did do that, it was because, you know, I was on the alcohol or, you know, the marijuana. So whereas like if I was on the marijuana, I wasn't messing with nobody, you know, but if the alcohol involved, it was straight up, man, wait, what? Oh, what's it say?
Who?
Oh, you got me messed up.
Right.
But it's not a laughing matter, y'all. We just making light of the subject right now because it's over in the past. But in all actuality, we have to understand that abuse is real, emotional abuse is real, and we can't be abusing nobody.
That's right. What you got on that, Alex?
I've never been in that situation to get abused or to want to abuse anybody. I'm not gonna say like I'm excluded or whatever, but I just chose to avoid like certain situations. So if I was with a female and I know, like, you know, I kind of picked up on what her background was, or I see how her parents treat each other, based solely off that would determine whether or not I want to be involved with her, because I'm 6'6", so I'm not about to let any giant or midget like bully me or put their hands on me. So, you know, with an ex-girlfriend, I figure because I'm not going to say I have a lot of frustration, but I have a short temper, real short temper. And then being a kickboxer, it's like if I was to get in a fight with somebody, put my hands on somebody, it's like, it's over because my legs are lethal weapons. So it's like, I'd rather just go ahead. I'd rather just go ahead and get out of that situation. And with an ex-girlfriend, you know, she lied to me about something simple. And I told her, like, that's one of the things I really hate. Like, I despise liars. And she lied to me, and I literally punched a hole through the wall right by her. And after that, I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. So, like I said, I took myself out of that situation. I heard too many stories. I've met too many people who was involved in abusive relationships, and they literally, like, either ended up going to jail or, you know, trying to blame it on whatever vice that was going on, like, you know, the devil's lettuce or alcohol, coke, you know, whatever. So I just try and stay out of situations or stay away from situations that I don't want to be a part of, nor where I can't control myself.
Yeah, a lot of times It happens. We want what we want when we want it, and if it ain't going our way. But I'm here to tell you that CDV is real. It's real, and I've had one. Just to be honest and be open, it's an open forum. So I got to tell you, I've been there and I went through that. You know, and sometimes you can say that, okay, I was provoked, but you know, not necessarily, because you got to be able to control your emotions. You know, you can't go around beating up people or putting your hands on people. You know, regardless of what they say. And the older I get, the more mature and seasoned I get, I understand it better by and by. You know, so like Keith was saying, you know, back in the day, you know, it was it was unheard of. You can't open your mouth sideways to me. You know what I'm saying? So, but then it was part of, you know, being tough, or like I say, even the way I was living. You know, I almost know that was going to be a part of life. But I'm here to say today that, you know, I've been pardoned for it, because it is a felony. CDV is a felony. You know, so you'll be stripped from getting jobs and things like that. So any men out there that talk about or think about putting your hands on a woman or anybody like that, man, it can hinder your future. And I'm here to tell you that it's true. It's true. It will. And until you get yourself together and do what is right, you know, you'll be stuck in that situation. Go ahead, bro.
Right. And that's including the way that they'll treat you in jail, especially if they find out you put your hands on a woman, let alone a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, you really about to get abused in there. I mean, they had a story where they had a guy, he was a mixed martial artist. And he ended up like molesting a kid, and they ended up sending him to jail. But when the guard told those guys like what he was in there for, they molested him multiple times. And after they took him to like, I guess there's an infirmary, like the hospital and jail cell, at the jail place. They sewed him back up or whatever, stitched him back up, sent him back out there, and they did it again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the case a lot of times growing up too, when you can see that, like when I was going in and out of the system, man, and them guys come in for that pedophile stuff, man, you ought to see them guys in there ready for them, because, you know, that's one thing black men don't play about, is you touching our kids in the wrong way.
Right.
You know, that's, you can pretty much do anything in the world, but you touch one of our children, we liable to break the arm that you touched it with, you know, or try to anyway. But a lot of times, man, you know, it's basically that inner peace that we don't have when we in them situations. When people go into them situations, that inner peace is not there. So that's why it's always good now to where I tell my kids, say, man, just sit down and meditate, breathe, count to 10, whatever you got to do. My mom used to tell me that a lot, count to 10, because I would get frustrated and tear the whole toy apart. If the toy ain't acting right, I'm ripping it up, mama. Is it slamming it on the ground?
That's right.
I didn't want to do nothing, you know what I'm saying, but have it my way, because that's the way I was raised to. And everybody loved me, you know, because I was my dad's only son. My dad was the oldest of 9. And my mom, I was her only son. So it was like on both sides of the table, I was the favorite boy. And everybody showed me extra attention, you know. Right. And I was the first man to go to college in our family on my dad's side. Even on my mom's side, I was the first man to go to college. So it was like a lot of firsts with me. And I was always spoiled, man. I was spoiled from birth. And it was just like, if things don't go my way, I wasn't having it.
That's
so
right.
I used to keep a temper about things like that, you know. But now that I'm older and I've been through a lot of jail and situations and a lot of rehabilitation centers, it's definitely been a transformation.
Right.
Hey, just like one of my little partners on, he see me. Hey, but yeah, I see you, boy. I see you. But yeah, man, it's been a big old transformation for me, man, because I had to. I seen myself going down the wrong road. I seen myself going to a dead end street.
Yeah.
My mom, she divorced me when I was in jail. You know what I'm saying? My mom said, baby, you love it here. She said, you love jail so much, I can't come down here no more.
Wow.
I'll write you a letter. I might send you some money, maybe, but you love jail.
That's what got me. They left me there that last time. I ain't been back since. Ain't nobody come get me. Ain't nobody put nothing on the books, boy. Hey, I say that's it. That's it. I don't want it no more. I don't want it.
Nah, that's for real, man. Yeah, that's for real.
That's right. Change though, you know. Yeah. But what we got to understand is that he take us through to get us to a certain point. Like he saw us down the road already that we were gonna be doing this. He knew that we would spread it. Our knowledge. He knew that we would give it away because we already servant leaders at heart. Ain't nobody making us do this. Ain't nobody making us show up 8 o'clock on Thursday to break up, to chop it up, you know? Right. Iron sharpens iron. That's why I wore this t-shirt today because I believe in this platform so much, man, that, you know, I feel like even if only one person get it.
Yeah.
You know, even if one get it, that's good, you know, because they don't have to go down that road. They don't have to wind up in the jail cell. They ain't got to wind up homeless. Because all this stuff that we talk about could lead to homelessness, degradation, you know what I'm saying, derivation, all that, you know, like, you can end up with nothing, man. So that's why, you know, I'm glad that we do what we do, you know, but like this abuse thing goes deep. I did some more research, right? So I was telling y'all about the child abuse part, right? So as I kept reading, man, I found something by Reach. I think it was reach.com or something like that. They said there's 6 major abuses. And I want to share that with y'all, man. So we all know about and are familiar with the physical abuse. When we say the word abuse, that's the main one we think about, physical abuse, right? So we know that. And we know that that's threatening. It could be either threatening somebody's physical space. It ain't even putting your hands on them. But like you remember they used to say, give me 3 feet, back, give me 50 feet.
Yeah.
If you arm's length of me, you violating my space.
Right.
That is abuse. If somebody continue to do that, that is abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like if you physically unsafe, that's somebody abusing you. They went deep on this article, man. So I was like, wow, I got to share this. So the other one went after the physical, they named the sexual abuse. You know, it could be physical and non-physical at sexual. You know, one thing in that part, it said withholding sex is physical abuse.
Wow.
Or a man withholding sex is physical abuse. Or
withholding? What you mean withholding? You mean I ain't giving you none. How am I abusing you?
That's what I'm telling you. That's what got me.
And that's because they also look at it as a form of witchcraft, like abuse, like if you're married or if you're like a physical type, like if you're in a relationship and it's like, oh, well, you don't want to buy me this purse, you know, I'm not giving you no sex, or hey, you gotta clean the house, I'm not giving it to you. So technically that is like indirect abuse.
That's right.
Okay, I got you.
Using sex as a weapon, you know, like and that hurt people, you know. So it went on to say the next one was verbal and emotional. We spoke about that one time. Using your words like weapons, you know, life and death is in the power of the tongue. We already know that, you know. So you could cut a person down with their words. That's abusing them, man. Emotional. Taking long, and they say that part right there takes longer to heal more than the physical.
Yeah.
When you
the emotional abuse now.
Words.
I know somebody that gets emotionally abused. Well, they used to, but his wife is dead now. But God rest his soul. But she used to. I'm talking about talk so bad to this man, bro.
Yeah.
And it used to really hurt me. I had to leave the house one time because I said, "Now I can't listen to this.
I ain't got to witness this.
Yeah,
I'm not built like that. I would have been doing something else, but in all reality, but I used to have to talk to him. I used to have to talk him down a lot of times, like, bro, what is wrong with you? You know, I can understand respecting your woman, but if you don't put your foot down somewhere, you will continuously be in this situation.
It's gonna happen. That's right.
He wasn't a childhood friend. He was a guy I met here in Florida, but it was more or less like I couldn't compute. It didn't register to me that you just let a woman handle you like this to where it's like you have nothing. You are empty, bro.
Yeah.
And it was like I seen a man empty his soul because he loved his woman so much. And it's like if you love somebody so much to where you're empty your whole soul for that person, you don't love yourself.
That's it.
You don't love yourself at all. And a lot of times we not taught that in our own homes.
That's right.
We're not even taught to love ourselves. Some people anyway. I ain't gonna say me. My mama always, she showed me more than love. So a lot of women that I deal with, they have to overlove me sometimes.
That's right.
Because if you don't overlove me, I feel like you don't give two cares.
That's right.
But goes back to say that we have to learn that. I wanted to say this too. I feel like when people get you to an anger point, they have more control over you than you have over you.
That's right.
Yeah, because go ahead.
You can't let them dictate your day or your feelings. You can't let you say don't let them steal your joy.
Right.
Yeah,
because I had to learn that myself, and it did work because I used to stay down in this neighborhood in Liberty City, and the next door neighbor, I had back surgery in 16. So he got real tough when I got back surgery and I wasn't moving before I went to the surgery, he wasn't too talkative. But then another guy in the neighborhood, they used to be running buddies or whatever, so he started talking extra tough when his partner come around and he seen I'm hurting, so he, boy, keep up. I'm like, and I would sit back and look. And so my other neighbor would be like, Keith, why don't you say something? I said, no, you got to watch him. He's about to destroy himself. Watch him. And I would sit back. He'd drink some more. He'll come right back to the gate. He never would come across in our yard, but he'd come back to the gate like one of them little chihuahuas just barking. Yeah. When he get out of the gate, bro, and walk in front of the house, if I stepped out to the street, I swear for God, that boy he'll walk faster. Because he already knew I wasn't playing, but at the same time, I would let him talk. Bro, you can talk your head off. You're not finna get a rise out of me. You're not finna trick me off these streets because I'm out here grinding. I'm out here making my life better. I'm out here getting this education. That's when I was going to helping life coaching class. I was getting my certificate to be a helping life coach. And I said, never again would I let anybody trick me off these streets because of their attitude, how they feel about a situation, how they feel like they really King Kong, and it's all reality. Is like, I got more control over you than you do.
Yeah, that's
because if I say, that's their own issue. If I tell them, say, yeah, come on, fool, come on, clown, I get him more and more mad. To where if he was in a fight with me, all I had to do is say some things. And then that would really get him out of his character to where I can handle him in the fight better than he can handle himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I learned this mental about people and their anger issues. I'm going to let you get so mad to where you lose control. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like a person is yelling and screaming at you, you feel like you got to yell and scream back, you're mistaken. Let that person yell and scream till their head fall off because they are out of control. You got more control over them than they do.
Wow, that's big. That's big.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying that so we already had 3: physical, sexual, verbal, emotional abuse. And we also got the mental. You was going into that a little bit, Keith. The mental, psychological. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So make a victim doubt their own sanity.
There you go.
Their own sanity. Hey, I tell you, it went deep, man. And then, but I got to share these last 2 with you that got me really good, man. The other abuse was financial and economic abuse, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I ain't realized it happens, man. But it said they run up your debt, you know, in the victim's name, you know, or buy stuff periodically on your name and make your name bad on paper. Mm-hmm. I never seen that financial economic abuse. And guess what the other one was? Cultural and identity abuse.
Man.
Threatening a person about outing them about something or how they live or their racial slurs or the way they dress, you know, or even their belief system.
Damn.
Abuse, man.
Yeah.
I was like, boy, this thing broader than we thought, man. Like, you know, we always hear the physical, mental, and you know, emotional abuse, but man, it goes down the line, you know, and we got to be able to recognize it and to get out of it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to talk about. Some of the things we could do to recognize this abuse and how we move from it.
Yeah. And that's, you know, that's what we got. That's basically my thing now, is to where I listen to a lot of like headspace people, you know what I'm saying? People who are off into people's head, you know, like these head doctors, like Joe Dispenza. He's a professional. He's a neuroscientist. He's not a doctor. He's a neuroscientist. He's a doctor, but he's a neuroscientist. And he speaks on you controlling you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have no control of your day-to-day, that means you're going through life throughout your subconscious mind. To wake up and brush your teeth with the same hand, to drink the coffee, to do your morning routine without switching it up, you will really be in that same space, in that same life for the next 5 to 10 years until you understand, oh, I got to switch it up. I got to wake up earlier. Now I got to exercise earlier. Now I got to do this earlier. Because if you don't, you will see yourself in a routine to whereas you won't get out of it, and you're trying to figure out how can I make it to the next level. And you can't, because you're abusing yourself.
Right.
By holding yourself back.
Wow, that's big. So one thing I saw, and you could go, y'all, anybody could go look it up. You could go to the home of the Duluth model, D-U-L-U-T-H, and it tells you about a power and control wheel where you can recognize when somebody is attempting to gain the power or control over you, which is abuse. So it shows you the many different ways you can recognize it happening, because they saying this, when it's abuse, man, it's not just one incident. It always builds. It always builds, and that's how you recognize that it's abuse, because it's periodic. It's continual, continuously eating at you, biting at you until you're depleted. You know, until you're
Iceberg Slim, he speaks about that stuff too.
Who that?
Iceberg Slim.
Okay.
Like pretty much like the making of a pimp. Yeah. It's almost like you get a woman, you like break it down all the way mentally. And then it's like you rebuild her. I mean, because that's honestly what guys do. Not all guys, but a lot of guys just go ahead and break a woman down, making them think like, hey, I'm the only person out here that love you. But it's like, it's almost like a mental thing. So it's like, if you ever really want to get into somebody's head, and it's like, okay, like you was talking about earlier, when we were talking about arguing with other people, as a Buddhist, it's like, okay, I move off vibes. So I'm not about to get up there and like let you like get into my headspace, as you put it, because once you get there, it's like there's no turning back. So it's like if I'm trying to argue with somebody or get them to that point, like he said, it's like they're confused. They don't know what's gonna happen. They don't know what they're gonna do next. So I mean, that I want to say we discussed that before. You know, like one of the scariest people or one of the scariest persons in the world is like, you know, somebody who's like mentally not there, because you don't know their next move. Right. But it's like if you don't allow them to take,
scared people hurt people.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like if they don't know where they're going after that, you know, there's nothing to do. I can sit up there and argue with you back and forth. I'm not gonna sit up. Okay, let's pretend like we're arguing. Okay, you know, and you're trying to get the better of me, trying to get in my head. Okay, cool. So you're thinking that I'm sitting up here plotting on what I'm gonna do to get back at you. Well, no, it's like because just like you said, misery loves company.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like you're not gonna know your next move because you're confused, but it's like easily can be somebody could just place a thought in your head. Whatever. Some people hear voices. So it's like, man, F this dude, and they could just pull out and just do whatever. They're mentally unstable.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But you can control that situation if you really. I heard this thing right all the time where this guy one of my mentors I listen to every day. He says a smart person can play dumb, but a dumb person can never play smart. So
Right.
if you're smart enough to understand that situation, and when somebody's trying to get you out of character, all you have to do is talk them down into a character that they already have been before.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can get dumb right. You can get dumb right along with them, but you don't have to get argumentative. But you can be dumb. You can play the role of how they're playing it and put yourself in a situation like, say, man, I've been there before, bro. I ain't the smartest cat in the world. Oh, I know you ain't smart. Yeah, you right, bro. I'm not smart. I didn't even mean to do what I did to you. You see what I'm saying? Or I didn't even mean to get you upset like that. So now he's feeling like he got the power, but at the same time, he sees that I'm vulnerable. He sees that I'm a victim right now. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna let you make it this time. Man, I appreciate it, bro. 2 seconds later, if he walk away with it, turn his back towards you, you can go hit him with a stick. I ain't go, I'm giving y'all the wrong advice, my bad.
Yeah.
I ain't saying I did that or nothing like that, y'all. I'm just saying.
There you go. That's it.
But you have to, a lot of times when we dealing with people that's not as smart as us, so we do have to dumb it down just to get out of a situation so we don't find ourselves a statistic or a part of a bad situation on the wrong end, It's because there's some people out there that just wants to be mad.
Yeah.
That's right.
They just want to they wake up mad. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, it's some guys down here in Florida, man. I know Louisiana got some crazy people too, but Florida, woo, Lord. Boy, that boy Charlamagne said, the donkey of the day.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, I've been Florida. They have people that shoot each other and then go and write a rap song about it.
Yeah. Come on.
I've been, Julio, prime example. And the only reason I try not to let myself get to that area mentally is because I was always a type, and that's just being strong-minded. It's like, if I'm going to destroy you, I'm going to destroy you all the way. You can't destroy somebody halfway and then walk away. That's that's a losing battle. It's like when you try, if you're barbecuing, or not even barbecuing, like if you have a bonfire going outside, when you get ready to go back in, you can let the fires just like go ahead and die down, but you want to make sure every ash and amber is like down, because if not, it can go ablaze again. So if I don't totally destroy you mentally or physically, you can come back and try and do some bodily harm to me. So that's another reason I don't like confrontation. Like, I'll talk you down off the ledge, like on your behalf, not on mine.
Okay. Yeah. That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Like your boy, it's like Pastor Tupac said, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. That's all it is.
Pastor Pop, baby. Pastor Pop.
Because you never know how you're going to react. So that's one thing I wanted to say too. So how we react to situations can keep us from being abusive, So we got to be able to analyze every situation that we encounter, every situation we in. It's imperative that we understand where it take us. Play the whole tape out. Understand where you're going to end up if you interact with this confrontation or things of that nature, So it's very intentional to know your situation and recognize your surroundings, because then you can avoid any type of abuse, because you don't want that person to abuse you, and you definitely don't want to abuse anyone. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we keep the world going. Love must be our driving force. You get what I'm saying? So if we're not loving on everybody and spreading love best way we can, then that's where that's where the bad comes in. You know, he come to kill, steal, and destroy, right? I don't want to get into it now. Hey,
wait a second, Alan, he ready to preach.
You know, but his tactic is to divide and conquer. He want us to divide and conquer. He want the man and the woman divided. He want the men divided. You know what I'm saying? So we got to embrace love. Be more, you know, be able to love one another. And if they don't want the love, we got to be able to love the unlovable. Some people are not able to be loved. They think they ain't able to be loved, but you can spread that love to them and keep moving. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it goes back to that inner peace. It goes back to the inner peace.
Yeah.
You gotta be at peace with yourself. It's like for a long time, bro, I didn't know where I was headed. I didn't know who I was. I would listen to other guys and be like, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing it. And then I'm doing this. I'm following the coolest cat.
Okay.
Until I moved to Florida, and it was like, boy, you ain't got nobody to follow.
Come on.
Who you gonna follow now?
Create your own
lane. I had to because I think God took me away from all of Dallas I can find out the man that I really am.
Wow.
I got a lady friend, she used to always tell me that. She used to always say, man, I'd be glad when you really turn into that man that you really are. She said, from what I see you, she said, I can't wait for you to turn into that dude. And I'm like, I ain't see it. I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? But she congratulated me the other day. She was like, see, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm proud of you. I appreciate you.
But you know what's important right there, though, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to tell you, that's deep right there, but we got to allow the process, man. You ain't did it overnight now. That's what you got to understand. You ain't did it overnight. Right here, I ain't did it overnight. But my first time praying that prayer was in 2012. I said, man, Lord, please help me be the man I was destined to be. And it took 9 years, man. Yeah, 10 years now, because that was 2012. 10 years before I even got a job.
But Kev, think about this, though. You had to hear them words from somebody, or else you would have still been going astray.
That's it.
If ain't nobody gonna say it, somebody gotta say it who love you. You know what I'm saying? Right. If somebody love you, they gonna say, hey man, look at you, baby. Yeah. You ain't doing what you're supposed to. Come here, man. Let me hug you one time.
Yeah.
And see, before my cousin died, we was each other's uplifters. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and sometimes he get way gone. It's like I had a best friend. You know, my best friend died, and I couldn't replace him.
Yeah.
My mama died first. She was my female best friend, and then my cousin, he died. That was the only two people I had. So God took them out of my life so he can show me, boy, you got this. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you get put in a position to do nothing but win,
okay,
all the anger goes away.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at nobody but you. So that's why I say we got to have inner peace. Once we get that inner peace, like say, man, you know what? You're doing the right thing. You on a good schedule. You're doing healthy. You eating healthy. You giving out healthy information. You passing out positive things. It ain't nothing bad coming back to you.
That's right.
Every year around my birthday time, bro, I was going to jail. Every year before I was 30, I was going to, I'm talking about before I was 30. 30 and down, I was in jail around my birthday because I go to acting a fool. It'll be like, hey, here I am. My mommy, she had to tell me, she said, baby, you ever realize around your birthday you go to jail? Because I wasn't at peace. I was live. It was the TV for me. I was the TV. If you wanted to see a show, come on my street. I got it playing. I'm playing. Yeah, I'm live and live over here on Sunday.
Live and uncensored.
Live and uncensored. I was full of anger. I was just mad at the world for nothing.
Wow.
It was just an anger party for people. It was just like no reason to be angry.
Right.
None.
So would you say that anger is a type of abuse to yourself?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Definitely abuse. Yeah, man.
It's hindering you from being better, hindering you from conquering the world like he destined you to be. So that's what I had to understand, that he saw me down the road. He already knew who and what I would be because it was already written. But I had to go through some things and live the way that I lived in order for me to understand. So he knew that I would be a spectacle. So, you know, he said he'll bless you in the presence of your enemies and elevate you, right? So everybody pointing their finger saying, KD, he ain't nothing.
Right.
He's slot bucket nasty. He's dirty raw. Hot sauce on everything.
Hot sauce on everything.
That was me. For sure, that was me. But guess what? Until I was able to humble myself, right? Watch me from afar, like, man, ooh. And then, you know, want to see, you got to want and receive the change before you can even change. Your life won't change until you change your life. And you got to not want to abuse people. You got to not want to abuse yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to not want to abuse the one that loves you.
But you know what? We always abuse the people that's closest to us.
Boy, say that.
We always abuse the people that's closest to us. You won't go up to a total stranger and just slap us. You won't do that.
Nah.
But you'll slap that woman who's been helping you for years. You'll slap that man who's been paying all the bills. You'll mentally and physically and verbally abuse your partner before you abuse a stranger. Wow. And see, with the neighborhood we grew up in, they used to always tell us, oh, y'all some gangbangers? Go kill that white man who beating y'all, who telling y'all what y'all can't do. Y'all won't do that. Y'all won't mess with the white man, but you'll come over here and kill your cousin. You'll come kill your brother. And you say you mad. You mad at who though?
It's choice.
So that was a lot of emotional stuff that we gotta really check on ourselves, because it's like Ice Cube made the song long time ago. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah.
And we have to listen. They don't make music like that no more.
Right.
You know, like Pastor Pop.
Yeah.
Brenda got a baby. You know, Brenda got what? Brenda got a baby.
Yeah.
What? She done threw the baby in the dumpster. What? Yeah, man.
A true story. You know what I'm saying?
True story, man. Yeah, man. A lot of times we've been angry because we can't have what we want when we want it.
That's big. That's big. Yeah. Learning to go through the process has it has been an integral part of my life, because that was me all day long. If I can't have it now, like you done heard of JG Wentworth, I want my money. I want my money now. You know, that was me. Whatever it was, I want it now. Not tomorrow, not next week. But until I learned that write the vision, make it plain, you know, plan, purpose, you know, have a purpose in your mind, plan it out, and execute the plan.
Yes, sir.
You got to go through the steps to execute the plan. Like even with our podcast, you know, this Mancast, we decided we want to do it. We plan out, we think about topics, we break it down, we interact with each other. You know what I'm saying? We executing the plan right now, and guess what? It's gonna help somebody.
Yeah.
It's gonna make us better.
Yeah, that's all we're trying to do is help us.
Yeah. I
told a friend of mine a while ago, she said, well, who you be talking to when you be doing your morning motivation? I said, me. She said, what? You're talking to you? I said, yeah. Because if I don't motivate me, who gonna do it? You ain't I don't see you on the internet motivating me.
Okay.
I don't see you keeping me calm. You got to realize some people got a demon inside of them that just don't want to go away.
That's right. Doing push-ups and chin-ups, waiting on you to let your guard down to bounce back in your life. I'm telling you, man, that I know.
Woo!
That I know, bro. Because look, I got to share it with you in April 28th. I'll be 9 years clean, man. April 28th this year. So I know that my alcohol and abuse is back there waiting on me to mess up.
Yeah.
But I got to stay focused and do stuff like this, interact with positive brothers, you know, and stay on the platform that's going to keep me accountable. You know what I'm saying? So another thing I learned was that what you're doing in the mornings, you're intrinsically motivating yourself while at the same time extrinsically motivating others. See, because if they see it, they're going to get motivated, because I get motivated when I see you. But all the time you motivating is for you, but somebody else getting it too. So we intrinsically motivate ourselves while extrinsically motivating others, and we all get better together. You know what I'm saying? Better together, man. We like to stand alone a lot, man. You know, and I get it. You got to be yourself motivated, but you know, when it's something when you can get with others, collaborate and build and become better together, man. That's what I teach my students. We're better together. No person left behind. We all gonna get this topic. We all gonna learn distributive property. We all gonna do it. Not just one person in the class. Everybody got to know it.
I got to applaud you for being 9 years sober.
Say it again.
So I want to applaud you for being 9 years sober.
Oh, appreciate it.
That's good, because I'm going on.
That's real big.
Maybe I think I'm at 13, 14 hours sober. Yeah.
That's good, man.
I'm good.
See,
baby steps. You gotta start somewhere.
Baby step. But
you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
We talking about abuse.
But no,
we talking about abuse. That's one thing that I abuse, and then in turn abused me.
Right.
So I had to see it for myself. You know, where
and that's what
my
I was
life
just,
was altered.
That's what I was just gonna say. We have to notice the small things that can eventually turn big, like gaslighting, as far as like abuse goes. You know, accusing people, like if you accuse your spouse or accuse your wife of cheating on you, or just assuming that she's cheating, is like there's literally no proof. It's like that's still considered abuse. That's harassing as well.
That's right.
So it's like once we notice like those small things, you need to like catch them. That's kind of like these new relationships, and now they have I think it's called graveyard love. Like, you know, if I can't be with you, nobody gonna be with you. So then he kills you and then killed himself. Yeah, I don't want that kind of love. I don't want that kind of love where it's like, oh, if she leaves, you know, I'm going to hunt behind her. Keep it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I don't want that one, bro.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely that graveyard love.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like the people that's in jail. They spouse is free or whatever. It's like literally as soon as they get out, they either going hunting behind them or I heard you been sleeping with such and such while I was locked up. Like, really, dude? Now you about to go back to jail.
Yeah. And you gotta understand, man, that if somebody else got control of you to where you get angry, you're in a losing situation because you can't even control you. So how you gonna control them?
Right.
That's it.
You can't control nobody. But we gotta start doing, if people feel themselves getting angry or feel themselves not being in control, start looking at them small wins that you are accumulating daily. You know what I'm saying? A way to get away from the anger is to be happy about the victory of, say, man, I got up and I did what I was supposed to do today. That's a small win. You know, you accomplish one goal a day. You know, you went to work, and you usually won't keep a job type of person. Right. Or you said no to someone that you always say yes to. That's a win.
Right.
And if we keep on collecting them small wins, I feel like it's the momentum to get us to where we don't have to be angry anymore. You know, that'll be a part of the solution instead of steady creating more and more anger. So if you can create an understanding of your small wins, I feel like that anger will go away more and more. And you start understanding who you are daily. Okay, today I'm going to be this person all day throughout the day.
Yeah.
That's who I'm going to be. And if you can't be that person, don't be so down on yourself to where you get mad and want to destroy the toy like me back in the day. So don't be mad and destroy the person because you didn't accomplish what you were set out to accomplish. Just take it, okay, today wasn't a good day for me. So now, tomorrow, I'm going to try this again, and I'm going to try it in a different manner. Or I'm going to write the situations down a lot of times. A lot of times, we don't write enough. You know, people say we graduated. Once we say we graduate high school or we graduate college, we feel like education is over. But life is every day, man.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to learn every single day how to be a better person. You cannot wake up and say, oh, I'm the best person of me. I'm the best version of me. This is me. No. And you got to take that anger up out your life every single day. When you see someone trying to take your cool, steal your cool, be like, you know what? Thank you, God, for allowing me to witness this clown. Now I'm gonna go this way. I gotta lead a circus because I'm not part of it no more. I used to be the ring leader. I used to be the ring master.
That's how you can recognize it.
Yeah, now I can walk away from the situation with my head high, my chest out, and I'm just like, yeah, I did that. You know?
Good. That's good.
Before I had to prove the point of I'm madder than you. I can get angrier than you. And it's like you lying to yourself if you feel like you can get madder than somebody else. That's the sickest thing you can be. You know?
Wow.
So we got to come up with better solutions.
That's big.
Yeah, it's almost like, how can you get more angry than a person that created you and see you doing all this wrong, right?
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I mean, like I said, when you want to identify an abuser, you know, act of jealousy, blame your victim for causing the abuse, lie to the victim, manipulate your victim so they can do as you want, ignore the victim and undermine and confuse your victim, tell the victim that they're losing their mind. It's all those little small signs that you have to notify and like be like, you know what? Okay, like you marking off a bunch of checks right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're still coming from a mile away. You do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we also have to write down our standards on the type of person that we want to be around. And a lot of people keep on talking about, why do I keep attracting this type of man? Why do I keep attracting this type of woman? Because you haven't put a standard on your life.
It's like the ones
When
who say,
you start writing them standards down and saying, hey, I'm not attracting this type of person no more. And you mean that, and you write it on your board, write it on your wall, or whatever you got to do. Write it on a piece of paper, stick it on your wall. I'm not attracting this type of person anymore, and your relationships will get better and better.
Right. I mean, you have to like
think about the
literally
wrong
like
thing. I want to follow
existence.
Dr. Hanson.
Huh?
They be thinking about the wrong thing.
Right.
You know, instead of character.
Instead of character, they want looks and money.
Yeah.
They want looks and money instead of the character of a man.
Yeah.
Morals and values of a man, as we spoke about before. Morals and values of a man.
A guy that's 6 foot with a six pack with 6 figures. it don't matter, like, you know.
Hey, and driving a 600. Yeah, right. And driving a 600.
Yeah. But what about, they want to exclude the part about he has 6 baby mamas, 6 kids, he been to jail 6 times and a 6-time felon. But he has,
they just love
3. So
yeah. A lot of people love the result, the end result. They don't understand the process that it took somebody to get to where they at, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't know what it took for that person to get to that 6 figures. You know, they didn't. You know, some people had to be alone a whole lot for them to get to that 6 figures.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And put together a team, and strategically put together a team of people that was going to benefit each process. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's just like in most situations, like even with Tyra, first 10 racks in a month is like, okay, cool. Well, what'd you do? Well, first off, you have to pre-plan. Like, nobody's just going to wake up because when you're self-employed, like you're working for yourself. So it's like, if I don't hustle, I don't eat. So it's not like, you know, it's something that you just decide to do. Like every 90 days, you can reinvent yourself or just go like on a 90-day run.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. People, they just need to work for what they want instead of just trying to become a statistic or want somebody to hand something over.
Well, instead of trying to be angry, you know.
Yeah. But then you get mad when you attract a guy like Future into your life. Future, man, like Future.
Hey, Future spending 3 bands, baby. Future spending three mil. I mean, on his women, he's spending 3.
That's what he's saying. That's why he have all those kids too. And then for what he's like, not active, like now you still mad at Sierra because of what Russell's doing. Russell's pretty much raising your kid.
Because Russell a man.
Yeah.
Russell is a real man. Russell say, man, I don't care about what that little boy talking about, man. I got my woman, man. I'm straight.
Yeah.
That's it.
Man, it's coming down to the end, man. It's been a beautiful night. We hit some great topics, I feel like we did, you know.
Yeah.
And QB broke it down to the breakdown. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
Really appreciate this topic. And then, you know, whatever we come up with next week, we promise you it's going to be worth the listen. So I appreciate everybody. We all appreciate everybody for joining us again and again.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're here to stay, man. Elite Mancast. Be careful.
The elite.
Yeah. Know your environment. Recognize somebody, you know, recognize when somebody trying to do you.
Yeah. And somebody's always trying to help you over here. So it's always going to be encouraging words and some positive thoughts, man. That's going to happen for you. So, hey, man. Let's keep on being positive, guys, and keep on doing what we're supposed to.
That's what's up, man. Good to see you guys 1 week again. Same back channel, same time next week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, y'all have a good one.
All right.
All right.